619-553-6370. Email me, markclark@sportsparademagazine.com. Or as always, follow me on Twitter, @MarksWord or @SportsParadeMag. Look, so many different ways to listen to one of America's fastest growing podcasts in the Sports Parade Magazine podcast. We have the app, you have your computer, you have your smartphone, you have iTunes, so many different ways. But if you have access to none of those things, you can dial from any phone, a work phone, or landline. Simply dial 619-550-0516. 619-550-0516. At the prompt, answer number 4. And guess what, baby? It's Sports Parade Magazine Podcast 24/7, 365. Remember that. Believe that. All right. Next Fool of the Week, so we're going to go to the NBA. Let's start off with the other night. Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, as they said, the Mecca of basketball. What happened? We had Carmelo Anthony, a guy that's never really won anything of significance on the NBA level. Carmelo Anthony is actually getting in a fight on the court with Kevin Garnett. They both get kicked out of the game. That in itself, that's not such a big deal. That happens all the time in the NBA. What was of significance is the fact that Carmelo took it a step further. He's in the parking lot waiting for Kevin Garnett at the team bus, waiting for him to get on the team bus to leave to go back to the hotel. Something you hardly ever see. I mean, that's straight up thug style. Carmelo, come on, man. You're an NBA player. You're a millionaire. You're a role model. Not only that, he's a grown-ass man, dog. A grown-ass man does not get in fights in $1,000 suits waiting for somebody to attack Kevin Garnett. Not only that, let's face it, all the NBA players are soft. Let's face it, they don't want to fight. They basically push and they slap fight and then they wait for somebody to break them up. These NBA players are not hard, but they want to act hard. Just remember, baby, just because you listen to rap music doesn't mean you're hard. Okay? Some people live it. Some people pretend. Well, what set him off? What set Carmelo off? During the game, Garnett says, "I hear your wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios." Hey, man, come on. Everybody knows what that means. That's an insult. And supposedly, Lala Vasquez, his wife, the lovely Lala Vasquez used to be MTV DJ, VJ. Well, supposedly they're supposed to be going through tough times on the outs, allegedly. She hadn't been in any game at Madison Square Garden this year, but she was at that game. So, was it just trash talk? We don't know. But let's go back to Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett is trash. He's garbage. He called Charlie Villanueva, another NBA player who suffers with a disease where he can't grow any hair anywhere on his body, called him a cancer patient on the floor last year at the Garden in front of people that were sitting courtside and other players who all confirmed that he said it. But then when all of the heat came out, that when you have people truly struggling and dying with cancer, going through chemo, for you to be so insensitive, so ignorant, so, as I said, fool, another fool, Kevin Garnett. He said, no, I didn't say it. He didn't even have the balls. That's what I said, the balls to stand up and say, yeah, I said it. You know, trash talk is one thing, but be a man, step up. Like he didn't admit over a few years ago after the death of Tim Duncan's mother. Tim, what you getting your mama for Mother's Day? All of this, we understand one-upmanship. We understand the nature of the game. We understand men being men, the competitive, trying to throw people off the games. But there should be some line that you don't cross. And if you cross it, fool, do you hear me? If you cross it, fool, at least be a man and step up and say, yeah, I said it. Such a coward, Kevin Garnett. And Carmelo Anthony, if you're going to be thrown off your game by this guy talking about your wife and what she tastes like, come on. What you should have said, yeah, she does taste like Honey Nut Cheerios. And did you taste something else? Because I've been all up in there, so you were tasting me. That's how you do it, dog. That's how you roll with it. You don't get yourself thrown off. Then you wonder why Carmelo Anthony has never won anything. Because you get punked. It's easy to get you off your game. Get your act together, Carmelo. And Kevin Garnett, you just scum, man. Elsewhere, Fool of the Week has to be Dr. Jerry Buss's children, the sons in particular, who are running the Lakers organization straight up into the fool ground. Such a proud organization. Lakers over 16 banners, 16 championship banners hanging from the rafters of Staples Centers. Dr. Jerry Buss is getting a little long in the tooth, evidently, because I don't think he will put these boys in charge. It's been one disaster after another in terms of how they constructed this team. And let me tell you something. The Lakers have not been the same since Jerry West left as general manager. Jerry West was the guy really responsible for pulling off the key moves, for getting guys like a Shaquille O'Neal from Orlando, for getting all of the different players for making deals with Memphis to get Paul Gasol. All of that, I credit Jerry West, not Miss Kupchak. Miss Kupchak put this team together. Now it's falling apart at 15-20. 5 games under 500. They'd have to go on a 66 winning clip percentage just to get to 48 wins. And 48 wins in the Western Conference probably wouldn't even get you in the playoffs. Lakers, Mitch Kupchak and these boys. Let me tell you what these fools have done. Excuse me. These fools have put together at the beginning of the season, when they had the big photo shoot, when they opened up training camp. You have Kobe, obviously Hall of Famer, all-time great, top 5, top 6, whatever you want to debate. We can debate that. But you're talking about a legend of the game, still capable but needs help. What do? You put Steve Nash on the team, and you're getting excited saying you're gonna contend. Steve Nash? Come on, are you serious? The dude's about 50. He's about 50. Then you get Dwight Howard. Oh, we signed Dwight Howard. Superman. He ain't never been no Superman. That fool ain't no Superman. Let me tell you how weak Dwight Howard is. How you gonna call yourself Superman playing center in Orlando when you had Shaquille O'Neal, an all-time great, 5 rings, who's done it, and that's his nickname? You ain't even got enough sense to get your own nickname, man. Come on. Get original. Be original. Are you serious? So anyway, they signed him. He's coming off back surgery. Then he can't hit a damn free throw to save his life. And then you wonder, what happened? I tell you what happened. You're stupid. You're foolish. You put together a team where you already have Kobe Bryant, 17 damn years in the league, 17 pro leagues at that, pro years, 17 not only pro years, but most of the time playoff years, so you're making deep runs a month and a half longer than the average player, so you're putting maybe an extra year and a half over a 17-year span on those legs. And like I always say, baby, that's dog years. You did that. Then you get Steve Nash. Steve Nash, damn near 50 years old, and Steve Nash, and even when he was younger, never played defense. Okay, but that's not enough. Then you put Dwight Howard on the roster, coming off back surgery. What the hell you think he's going to do? What you think's going to happen? Do you think he's going to come out there and it's going to be lights out? Then you fire the coach after what? A week? 10 games? And you're blaming him? Oh, well, this is what we need. We need to bring Phil Jackson back. Phil Jackson says, okay, maybe I can do this. They would talk about maybe he was making some calls behind the scenes. I can take this over. Maybe my greatness, maybe all of the championships on 2 fingers, 2 hands, maybe those things can bring something back to Lakerland. But then, when he's about to make a decision whether he wants to come, you just try to bit slap him. And I'm talking about now these bus boys, Dr. Jerry Buss's sons. You bit slap him, and what do? You bring in Mike D'Antoni? Fool! Are you serious? Mike D'Antoni, a guy that's never won anything, that was a bust in New York? And then Mike D'Antoni, he'll tell you, He don't know a damn thing about defense. He doesn't even practice it. He doesn't draw it up. It's basically just run up and down the damn court. Run up and down the damn. We're going to out athleticize everyone. We're going to run them in the ground. How in the hell are you going to outrun anybody when you got a 50-year-old point guard, a star in Kobe that got about 20 damn years, dog years on his legs, and then you got Metta World Peace, another 12, 13 years on his legs. Then you got coming off the bench Antoine Jamison, old as dirt. Dwight Howard, bad back. Can't get up and down like he was before the surgery. Plus, in crunch time, all you got to do is foul him. It used to be a hack of Shaq, but Shaq learned, you hack a Dwight, the fool can't get a free throw. This is just a recipe made for disaster. But you know what they sit back and said? What happened? What went wrong? We talked about this, baby. I told you earlier this year when we had the NBA preview show. This was not going to work. This was a disaster. But I got to tell you, I blame Kobe Bryant for some of this. If I'm of the stature of Kobe Bryant, can you imagine? You always want to talk about Kobe is Michael. Kobe is Michael. Kobe is nowhere near Michael. Can you imagine Michael Jordan putting up with this bull? Can you imagine Michael Jordan putting up with this foolishness with the Krauses in Chicago? Putting this team together? Can you imagine that? Hell no. Michael Jordan would never ever have allowed this to happen. This happened because Kobe let it happen. Kobe was all smiles. Oh yeah, this is great. I always want to play with Steve Nash. Then we got Dwight Howard. What you want to play with Steve Nash? 15 years ago? He's 50 years old. Is that what you want to play with him? Not now. But he did all the right things. He smiled and he grinned. And then he knew Dwight Howard. Everyone knows Dwight Howard is soft. He wants to demand to get out of Orlando. And then when he had a chance, no, I'm going to sign a one-year tender because I feel bad. And then you go behind the scenes to try to sabotage your coach. That's what you're dealing with. A weak, soft, fake Superman in Dwight Howard. But back to Kobe. You allowed this. You allowed this foolishness to go on. You're the only one really with juice that can deal directly with a general manager and owners that don't know what the hell they're doing. You allowed this roster, this team to be constructed, and then you have nothing to say about anything. Because when it blows up, baby, it blows up. And guess what? Kobe was fighting Dwight last week in the locker room. Too late to fight now, baby. Or as Kobe said, don't worry about me fighting. If I'm fighting a bear, you better worry about the bear. But guess what? You better worry about not making your ass in the playoffs, Lakers. Because guess what, Kobe? Y'all ain't going nowhere quick. Not with them old men. Not deal with that. All right. We're rolling out the Sports Parade Magazine podcast. We're going to pay some bills, and we'll be back. Some more food of the week, baby.
Ballin' in it, okay. Hopping out of Lambos and Ferraris in it, popping bottle with a thick red supermodel chick. They may talk a lot of that, but they can't do a lot of it. Aye, Rico told me turn the lights on, so I grabbed the Audemars, threw the ice on. I'm a big dog, got a pissed off. A lot of rappers out, but ain't none near wrong. They like, hey, look at T.I. Ballin' in the V.I. Bunch of bad bra with them looking like a Leo. We just pull up, hop out, go in, show out. Buy the whole bar, pop bottles, go hard. This club so packed.
These girls so drunk. This club so packed. These girls so drunk. This club so packed. These girls so drunk.
I got a bottle, got my money, and I start bow, 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 bow. I got a bottle, got my money, and I start. The club full of bad bras, and they came to play. Okay, it must be air, cause it ain't your fate. Now if you looking for them bottles and them stacks, girl, then make your way up to my section where it's at, girl. Okay, now do you wanna kick it with somebody with a meal ticket broke, so they looking mad, they just gotta deal with it. Get right, girl, roll the dice, girl. Ballin' in the VI, bunch of bad bras with them looking like a Leo. We just pull up, hop out, go in, show out. Buy the whole bar, pop bottles, go hard. This club so packed.
These girls so drunk. This club so packed. These girls so drunk. This club so packed. These girls so drunk.
I got a bottle, got my money, and I start bow, bow, bow.
Welcome back to the Sports Parade Magazine Daily Podcast, Thursday, January 10th, 2013. I'm your host, yours truly, Mark.